Hello friends, I am Prashant. I welcome you to Education Stuff. Today we'll be having a discussion on the second article which was published in the Hindu editorial page. Today is 4th June 2020. If you want to see the first article discussion, you can see it from the eye icon or from the... this is regarding India and China border issue. I have already done a video in detail explaining India and China border dispute. If you have a look at that video, you'll have a crystal clear idea. This is regarding India and China. Let's get into the article. The growing number of reports about Chinese troops cross the dispute line of actual control with the India and Ladakh region, neither acknowledged nor denied by Indian government, as yet indicate a new age of Chinese territorial aggression against India. While there are 400 transgressions of face-offs every year on average along the line of actual control, the recent spate of territorial transgression by People's Liberation Army (PLA) is unprecedented in its scope and manner, even as independent accounts point out that Chinese troops are yet to withdraw from the transgressed territories, traditionally considering the both sides to be an Indian side of line of actual control, and restore status quo. Chinese officials have gone ahead and stated that the situation China and Indian border is overall stable and controllable. Is all well between the two nuclear armed adversaries is again a question. If mounting evidence of Chinese territorial aggression against India is even partly accurate, and there is no reason to believe they are not, the Modi government is left with two basic choices: accept territorial loss as a fait accompli, or a force or negotiate a reversal to status quo ante, unless of a course of PLA unilaterally withdraws. Either way, China's growing territorial aggression on the line of actual control signals the end of Beijing's peaceful rise and its traditional desire to maintain regional status quo with India. China, under its president Xi Jinping, unequally seeks to demonstrate that it is a preponderant power in the region. Regarding explaining the aggression, what baffles most observers is rationally between China's escalation on the line of actual control while the entire world is preoccupied with battling COVID-19. The biggest crisis humanity has faced since the World War, which is COVID-19. While the timing could be explained by global political distraction caused by COVID-19 and international pressure on China, including by India, to come clean on the origins of the novel coronavirus, the proximate causes could be several. However, New Delhi press statements about Akasai Chin, which is in Jammu and Kashmir, reorganizations in August last year has gone down well with Beijing. While not many on the India believe that the New Delhi was serious about getting back Akasai Chin from Chinese control, Beijing may have viewed it as India upping the ante. More potently, in the clear departure from the past, New Delhi has been carrying out the construction of the infrastructure project along the line of actual control, a long overdue activity which is something that seems to have made China uneasy. The Chinese angel to the Jammu and Kashmir conundrum deserves more attention here. Home Minister Amit Shah's statement about Akasai Chin in August 2019 might have triggered some anxiety in Beijing about its plans for a larger erstwhile princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, and a part of which China is in possession of. China's China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, that is CPEC, connectivity to Pakistan through Karakoram, and New Delhi's criticism of it. The reported presence of PLA troops in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, that is POK, India's newfound activism of Akasai Chin, and the PLA incursions into areas in eastern Ladakh must be viewed in the broader context of a long-term geopolitical worldview China has for the region. It is equally important to appreciate the China's larger Chinese strategic calculations behind its recent spate of aggressions. Having given up its traditional slogan of peaceful rise, China under Mr. Xi is beginning to assert itself as the next superpower. Over the years, Beijing has perhaps realized that India is not keen on following the Chinese line in the region, so this is Beijing sending a message to New Delhi to fall in line, a message that will not go unnoticed in smaller capitals around the China, from Colombo and Kathmandu to Hanoi. There is more subtle political messaging in Beijing's lazy aggressions. Given that the China is currently engaged in what many analysts are describing as a new Cold War with the United States in the middle of crackdown in Hong Kong, along with fighting COVID-19 at home, one would not have accepted the Chinese leadership to open another front. And yet by opening limited military front with India on line of actual, China is signaling the US that it can handle pressure and telling India that it has a political and military wherewithal to put pressure on New Delhi, notwithstanding its other preoccupations. Doklam Redux. The 2017 standoff between India, China, and the Doklam Tri-Junction was the first major standoff before sides. The long time which the New Delhi demonstrated it was not military, but despite Chinese conversational superiority over India. Since Doklam, however, there has been several reports that China has continued with its construction activities in and around Doklam. The 2020 Grand Screen in Sikkim and Ladakh are perhaps Beijing's way of responding India comes and militarily. China's limited scope military expedition on long contested border is cost effective for PLA given the ever-growing conventional military superiority that it enjoys with India. Moreover, because limited fights for smaller land grabs may not provoke an all-out confrontation or nuclear use outside, the side with conventional superiority and more border infrastructure would likely carry the day. Let me unpack this argument. Picking a direct fight with India, which might lead to undesirable military escalation with India, does not suit. But carrying out minor military expeditions with the objective of inflicting small-scale military defeats in India is precisely what would suit the Chinese political and military leadership, where the cost-effective, less escalatory, and message get conveyed. More so, India's military response depends a great deal on how far the regime in New Delhi is willing to acknowledge such territorial loss due to domestic political pains. If New Delhi acknowledged loss of territory, it would have regained it, but doing so, for example, a conventionally superior power would not be easy. Put differently, growing conventional imbalance and domestic political calculations could prompt New Delhi to overlook a minor territorial loss on line of actual control. The manner in which Pakistan refused to acknowledge term 6 strikes carried out by India. But let us be clear, the more the New Delhi overlooks them, the more Beijing would be tempted to defeat them. These considerations lie at the heart of India's-China's dilemma, limits of adventurism. And yet there was a limit to China's LAC adventurism. There are several places along the several thousand kilometers long line of actual where the PLA in a military weak. Indian army has an upper hand and therefore a tit-for-tat military campaign could be undertaken by New Delhi. Second, while China enjoys continental superiority over India, maritime domain is China's weak spot, in particular Beijing's commercial and energy interests, to which the maritime space is crucial. Finally, the most importantly, would Beijing want to seriously damage the close of $100 billion trade with India with its military adventurism on the line of actual. In any case, for India, the age of pussyfooting around China's intimidation strategy is over. The time has come to checkmate Beijing's aggression. Even as we maintain a robust economic relationship with our eastern neighbor, it is also a reminder for us to get more serious finalizing a border agreement with the bigger the power difference and China, the more Beijing would demand for New Delhi to settle the dispute. There's little doubt that China is our neighbor and that we have lived next to larger and more powerful China. However, India should not accept Beijing's attempts, land grabs and nations. That China is rising superpower located next door to us in reality, but how we deal with the reality choice that we make nation. Regarding in Himalayan stare down the dilemmas for Delhi. The time has come for India to checkmate Chinese aggression even in the backdrop of maintaining robust economic ties. That's it for the article 2 discussion. Before we get into third article, I would like to India and China border dispute we read in the I icon or from the and if you want to see the rest of the article you can see. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.